everyone, thanks for tuning into the Hero Signal. I'm Dexum, and in this video, we're going to take a quick look at the Batman family for DC Unchained. We'll outline each character so you can see what their abilities are, including their passive and unique abilities, which might help you later on when it's time to make a decision on who to buy and when. We'll also show you the alternative skins that are available right now and the new movesets associated with them. The first character on the list is Robin. This is the Damian Wayne Robin, and he's actually an all-around great character. He has some ranged and melee abilities, and his EX ability aids in regenerating health. Batarang is a quick cooldown ranged ability with an explosive ending. Deadly Strike is a charge ability, meaning if you hold down the skill, Damian will charge the attack, doing more damage the longer it's held. While holding it, you are vulnerable, but super armor will protect you temporarily during the charge. Exploit Weakness is a quick attack that stuns enemies, which can be very important for PvP. Detective Mode increases your combo timer and critical hit chance, making your strikes deal more damage. Lastly, Son of the Demon increases your attack speed, attack radius, grants super armor, and heals you during the duration of the ability. It can be a big damage dealer or your savior when you get low on health. Here's a quick trip through Robin's passive abilities. Remember, you can only slot 2 passives at a time, and Robin has several possible passives that can aid in increasing his critical chance, executing abilities, or disabling enemy powers. His 2 unique skills, which are also passive, increase HP potions as a leader or increase critical hit damage as a team member, making them both pretty handy. Catwoman is a feisty alliance character, which means she's neither hero nor villain and can be used for either kind of mission. She's fast and easy to play with high chances for heavy damage through critical hits. Whiplash is a ranged ability that's great for dealing damage and crowd control because the final whip will knock down enemies in front of you. Slippery Thief is great for evasion, but also does decent damage over time utilizing caltrops. Surprise Attack is a good damage ability with a low cooldown, which is great for making quick work of PvE enemies. Survival Instincts is an ability that does heavy damage if all your attacks hit. Femme Fatale is a buff ability that increases critical hit rate, movement speed, attack speed, and will use the EX gauge, which is your super special power meter, until it's completely depleted. It's not all roses though, as you will take a defense penalty during the duration of Femme Fatale. Selina's passive abilities are pretty good in conjunction with her ability to deal critical damage. She also has some great team abilities, such as the passive It's My Turn Now, which will allow you to tag out without using your EX bar if you evade an elite enemy. That could be a lifesaver. Catwoman's leader ability will also regenerate some health to all team members when you have to tag in an ally. Our good buddy Batman is another well-rounded character who not only has decent power with melee and ranged abilities, but he also has an amazing EX ability that puts out a hefty amount of damage. Batman also has an armored Batman skin that changes his abilities up, making him less of a fast, versatile character to more of a heavy-hitting melee dealer. Batman's Batarang is a quick-fire ranged attack that hits multiple enemies and applies Batman's mark, which will coincide with other abilities to make them stronger. Gliding Kick is a strong attack ability that will also knock down the target. Dark Knight Strike is a quick strike melee ability that can hit up to 8 enemies that have Batman's mark on them. Scatter Caltrops is a great crowd control ability that not just stuns enemies, but also does damage over time in an area for the duration of the ability. The Bat is Batman's EX ability, where he calls in the Batwing. The Batwing will stay and support Batman by firing at his location and stunning enemies until the ability is over. For Batman's other skin, Armored Batman, Batarang Barrage fires 2 Batarangs that apply Batman's mark and hit enemies multiple times. Cold Justice is a heavy hitting ability that does insane damage and will knock enemies down on the final hit. EMP Explosion is a charge ability that does more damage the longer it is charged. It will also decrease enemy movement and defense. Here are Batman's passive abilities. Batman has a passive that synergizes well with Batman's mark, but also several abilities that prioritize critical hit rate and critical hit severity. Both of Batman's unique skills benefit teams that do not share character types. Batman's Armored Suit passive increases health and defense, which is necessary for a heavy-hitting melee dealer. As one of the best villains ever created, Joker has a wide range of abilities, and his basic melee attack incorporates a stun, which makes him one of the best boss killers around. His alternate skin, Emperor Joker, is a great mix of crowd control and heavy damage. This Is Going to Hurt is an ability that synergizes with Joker gas. The damage is negligible without the gas, but can be explosive when used with it. Why Aren't You Laughing is a Joker gas ability that applies Joker's mark and does damage in the area of effect until the duration runs out. Why So Serious is an ability that could grant Joker a buff, or it could turn into a real gun doing damage and crowd control to enemies. Ha 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 Die is a rocket attack that will send rockets flying out at enemies, but will hone in on the ones with Joker's mark first. Enemies standing in gas will even take more damage. Still Got One Left is an ability that will activate a randomly learned skill ignoring its condition, even if it's on cooldown. Emperor Joker not only looks great, but he also has some cool abilities. Old Friend summons a Batman puppet to fight for you like a pet. A King's Gift generates a big box that can either buff Joker or do damage to enemies. Touch Me If You Dare summons a gas barrel that does damage and reduces an enemy's attack speed and defense until the duration is over. Joker has a good mix of different passive abilities. Some will increase health during battle, while others are geared to do maximum damage or increase defense. Emperor Joker's passive will not only increase Joker's maximum hit points, but will also increase special power efficiency and decrease cooldowns on skills during battle. The last character in the Batman family is Harley Quinn, the lovable sidekick of Joker, who also has broken out of his shadow quite a bit recently. Harley is an amazing area of effect damage dealer with a lot of abilities that are made to hit multiple opponents. Spin Spin Hammer is an AoE ability that not only does decent damage to all enemies around her, but it finishes with a big swing that knocks enemies back. Pie Anyone will attach a bomb to the target, exploding and doing a good amount of damage. Hot Bullet is more of a single target ability, but it makes up for it by stunning your target. Puddin' Time is a fantastic AoE ability where Harley calls in help from her friends to throw things at the enemies, doing damage in a large area. Where To is Harley's big EX ability, where she drops a bomb on the ground and then rides it into a group of enemies. Here are Harley's passives, which are very similar to the Joker's in many ways. While her abilities don't synergize as well, her passives will aid in generating your special bar or regaining health. Her unique skill requires that all teammates be of a different type. That's it for my Batman family video for DC Unchained. Like and subscribe, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for catching the signal. Hope to see you in game.